Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and today is Flosstube. I can't remember the number. I can never remember the number. Anyway, you're more than welcome to join me today. I'm going to be talking about cross stitch. I'm going to be talking about all of the events that are coming up in the next 2 months and what I'll be doing, my plans. And I've got a lot of really special announcements to make, so please grab a cup of something warm or a tall glass of something cold and join me today on Flosstube. So if you don't know me, I am a crafter here on YouTube, and I started my channel with diamond painting. As you can see, they're all on the walls. But in the end of 2019, I started dabbling in cross stitch, and yeah, I'm obsessed. It's safe to say that I am obsessed with cross stitch. However, I have gotten back to my roots in the last few months, and I'm really enjoying my diamond painting as well. However, we're not going to be talking about diamond painting in this video, but if you would like to join me, I do make diamond painting weekly updates about my life, and it's nice to stitch or diamond paint with at your leisure. But today we are going to be talking all about what I've done since I last saw you and what I've been planning. And if you join me over on Twitch, which is a live stream service, you probably know a lot about what I'm going to talk about, but hopefully you find this video interesting and entertaining anyway. So let's get started. First, I'm going to start with my works in progress, my whips. I don't have any finishes to share with you this week. Nothing is close to a finish, except the closest to a finish that I worked on is from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. It is called Midnight Way. I shared this last time as well, and I got a little bit of work in on it since. Last time I showed you that I had gotten right here to where it says bookshop, except I hadn't backstitched it yet. I just had the big blocks. And since then, I have filled in the backstitch, and I've also done riders, and I've done all the orange thread that is up there as well. So just a few details about this project, I'm trying to get it all in frame for you. This is Midnight Way by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery on 28 count whimsy by Picture This Plus 2/2. I started it on August 17th, 2020, and I got one more day of stitching in on this before I put it down, and that was just what I just told you, just this part. I managed to do that during my Patreon Zoom call. I have 2 Zoom calls with my patrons in that tier each month. It's really nice. It's like a little crafting circle, and I managed to get that done. And I'm going to put this away just for a little while, not for too long, because I am going to be stitching on it again, getting closer and closer to Halloween, and I want to finish it this year. I do. 2 years for a frosted pumpkin is enough. All I need to do is finish the bookshop, which is what I'm working on right now, and then I will, excuse me while I move things around a little bit, I need to finish the bookshop, what I just showed you, and then there's a banner at the very bottom, and then it will be done. This is one of my favorite projects. It's just that, like I said last time, there was a lot of color changing. Oh, hello. Thank you, camera. There was a lot of color changing in the bookshop itself, and I don't like color changes. I really don't. I'll have to put that away later. I was going to show you the bag and stuff, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. So yes, I want to keep working on that, but I want to work on everything. And I currently have I think I have 31 whips now. I know people who have more, and I personally have had more as well, but you know what? It's okay. We're not judging. It's just that sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do all the things, and I want to start all the things, and I want to do all the things. If you've been here a while, you know me. Next up, I worked on Miss Cherry Blossom by Mirabilia. The last time that you saw this, though, I didn't have the cap of her. I don't know what you would call this. This is like this is a linen kind of a shawl that goes at the top of the kimono. If you know exactly what it's called, please correct me. But this is the top of her kimono. I filled in the bulk of this stitching here and went around the side of the sleeve. Then I decided to come up and do all of the black that's in her hair. And from there, I realized that I did not get the cry neck for this pattern, which is what's left in this area, and a bead, a very large bead. It's beautiful. So I decided to start on her skin, and her skin is being done 1/1. This, I'll give you the details now. This is on 32 count Enchanted Dawn by Heart Stitch Designs on Etsy. They are an Italian dyer. This is the bottom. Isn't it beautiful? Her dress is much taller than her body. So the kimono is going to go out and over like this. So when I frame it, you will see the purple. But the bulk of her dress is in the pink section. I centered it as best I could. So hopefully we'll be able to see it. It'll be like she's walking on the purple. So this was a gift. This pattern and the beads was a gift from my friend Linda at Linda's 144 Hobbies here on YouTube. Linda's amazing. Please go watch her Flosstube. I think you would really enjoy it. And I started it May the 8th of 2020 during my first and only Stitch Mania. I worked on this for 5 days in a row in August. So that's quite a lot for me. And you can definitely see the progress. I did make a mistake. I am not going to tell you where it is. But it is beautiful. Of course, it is beautiful. It is currently my only Mirabilia. And something... Oh, did it break? It sounded like it broke. The rule in my house for myself, for no one else, just for me, is to only have one project per designer on the go at once. A new start that I began last week. I do apologize. I was editing and then I went, hang on a second, I started a new thing. I started a Barbara Anna design. I was even diamond painting when I realized I started a new stitch. I'm gonna put it on the board for you and everything. This is called Barbara Anna's The Santa, the Dove, and the Key. And I only just started it this week. Was it last week? It was last week. I started this, I have the date, August 20th. So it was the day that I uploaded my last Flosstube. There's not a lot done on this. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's quite a bit done on this. It's not bad for a new start. So this right here is Barbara Anna's Santa, the Dove, and the Key. And if you look closely, you can see where Santa's foot is gonna go. This is on 28 count linen by Lappin Loops on Etsy, called Muad'Dib. 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 This is a very loose weave. Hopefully you can see that. And I managed to get 3 of the colors in. Now, I know that this one color right here really blends into my fabric, but when you get close up to it, it looks 3D, so it's not so bad. It's just from far away, you're not going to really notice those snowflakes, but I don't care because Santa is going to pop on this color. I worked on this for 3 days, and the majority of that is just solid stitching. As for the colors, I have switched out some of the called fors, like 3031 I'm using 839. You're not going to be able to tell that yet until we get in there. And then for ecru, I'm subbing in this from my stash, which I do not talk about anymore, but I have it in my stash. Just an ecru type of color, and that's going to be for all of the snow, all of the dove, and a lot of the house. So I have lots of that. And I moved all of my flosses onto these floss drops that are winter themed as well. They have all the names of the those things that go in the sky. Yeah. So I started this because I was enabled, of course, by my friend Michelle at Bendy Stitchy. She was doing Christmas in July, and one of the things she was doing Santa and the Snail. So there's a whole series of Barbara Anna Santas writing animals, and we don't know if they're very large animals or if they are very small Santas. Either way, super duper cute, and I really enjoyed stitching on this and watching my friends over on Twitch. There's a lot going on right now, and this is one of the new things that is happening that I am joining in on, and it is, there's a little backstory. I'm going to explain the backstory. Autumn Lane Stitchery has just released part 1 of their Dark Queen of the Earth stitch along. Now, if you didn't watch my last Flosstube, I explained that last year I did the Mystery Stitch Along, Mystery Sal Stitch Along, with Autumn Lane, and I did Dark Queen of the Sea, and I finished it. This year, though, when they announced that it was going to be Dark Queen of the Earth, I knew immediately when they said that. I was like, oh my gosh, I actually have a fully kitted, like completely DMC, Kreinik, beads, fabric, pattern, everything for an earth goddess. And I just knew that I needed to start that instead. No shade or anything to Erin and Cassandra from Autumn Lane at all. What you're doing is beautiful. I absolutely love the mystery picture that you've put up online. I can't wait to see what it becomes. And it doesn't mean that I won't do it, but times are a little tough. Pennies are pinched at the moment. So I am starting with my friend Heike, who is on YouTube. She is Stone Cold Coffee Crafts, all one word. You might see her on Twitch as well. I'm starting Bella Filipina's Gaia the Earth Goddess. And we are calling this stitch along A Little Bit of Wood Sal. And that's because the one thing that Erin's pattern, this pattern, and another pattern that Heike is going to start, Cathedral Wood Goddess from Mirabilia, what they all have in common is wood. So they have, for example, Gaia, my pattern, has these branches coming out from behind her like wings. Kind of looks like butterfly wings in a little sort of kind of a way. Cathedral Wood Goddess has a headdress like antlers of wood coming out of her head. And Erin and Cassandra's Dark Queen of the Earth seems Like it may have branches or vines or something like that. I think it's branches, but I don't know yet because it's a mystery. So I decided to piece them all together. We'll call it a little bit of wood Sal. And if you would like to join us, you can use the hashtag with your project. You can interpret it however you like. But that is what I'll use on Instagram to show you updates of this. I started this on September the 1st. Today is September 3rd. Happy anniversary to my husband. 6 years today. And this is where I am. Let me move myself. I started in the middle of the pattern. So her yellow skirt is here. This is the overskirt. No, this is like a shawl. It's like a scarf, a shawl that she's got over her shoulders. I was like, is it elbows or shoulders? It's shoulders. So this is her scarf, her shawl. And I cannot tell you how many stitches I've done, but if I had to guesstimate, I would say that I've done about 400 or so stitches, maybe 500 stitches on this so far. This is, what is the fabric called? Oof. I do. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I am not prepared for this project. I thought that I could remember. I think it's called Marbled Bunny by XJU Designs on Etsy, but it gives me the opportunity to show off my little project bag by Monkey and Mouse. I showed them off a little while ago. Happy mail. Thank you, Ashley. So I've also got the beads and the Cronix. Sorry, Chinese. The tag, aha! It's 32 count, Zweigart, Belfast linen, in Marbled Bunny by XJ Design. Okay, so I was correct. Marbled Bunny. Kind of looks like a toasted marshmallow color. So it's beige. It's almost like a very, very light tea dye, and it smells fantastic. I love her fabric softener. This needle binder is from Crafty Emily, who is also a YouTuber here, and this, I believe, is Mad for Minders. I believe. I cannot tell. Cannot remember. I have a bad memory sometimes for these sorts of things. But anyway, I have started, and I am really enjoying it. Basically, what I did is I started right in the middle, right in the center, which was somewhere right there in the dark green, and then I'm kind of going away from it in waves. The plan is that I have the other part of the Sal that I'm doing, the little bit of wood Sal, is that I'm separating my pattern into 12 parts so that I can stitch one part per month with everyone in Autumn Lane, everyone in the Autumn Lane Sal. So I've got a very dense page here. We'll see how much I can get done. It's not a big deal because some pages are much, much more sparse. That's the word. So this is a very dense page with a lot of stitching, and then there's pages that are up above in her, obviously in the branches and near her face that are over here. There's a whole page right here that's mostly just not stitched, but where I am right here, it's very heavily stitched, as you can tell in this area right here. So down here as well, it's going to be a lot of stitching. I'm going to go from where I am downward first. This is my plan. I want to get all of the heavy stitching done during the winter because I do stitch more in the winter than I do in the summer. So that way, next year, are you all right, puppy? Lay down. Luna's saying hello. She's in her bed. Good girl. Good dog. So that next summer, spring and summer, I won't have as much stitching to do. It will be a lot of counting, but it won't be as much dense stitching time, if that makes sense. So that is my new start for a little bit of wood cell. I am also using this project in conjunction with something else that's happening right now that I want to make a big announcement about. So, as you remember, last year I was part of a group of people who wanted to raise money to give the coalition to stop violence against Native women, girls, and two-spirits in the United States, in North America. And we were stitching 100 hours on a single project. Back in 2020, we did that for Velisano. In 2021, I cannot remember if I finished 100 hours, but I believe that I stretched it out over a few projects instead of just stitching on one, because the burnout is real for me. This year, because I'm doing a lot of diamond painting as well, I'm going to be, sorry about all the noises in the background. This year I am going to be doing stitching and diamond painting for the crafting hours that I'm pledging for the coalition. And we are calling it hashtag Marathon for MMIWG2S. Now, it's the same hashtag as last year, and I have it on Instagram and Facebook, and I will have it down below as well if you would like to use it. The idea is to raise money from friends and family. If you would like to join us, you are more than welcome to make a pledge page and sign up for a pledge page and get your friends and family to pledge for you. It's just like a traditional marathon in that way. But what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be donating $1 per hour for myself to my own page, so that in the end I will have donated myself $100 towards this goal. But if you would like to help me, I will ask you to please check out the link down below. It is the 99 Pledges link that will track how much money we have raised, and that will be for the next 2 months. So I will be talking about it a lot and sharing with you my progress. So far, I have done 10 hours. I'm on my 11th hour right now, and I have used this stitch and my diamond painting. I'm kind of flip-flopping between the two every day so far, but that way there's not as much pressure on me to work on just one single project for 2 months straight. It's a lot of responsibility. I can craft for an hour and a half every day, but I don't like to be restricted to just one project. And especially because at this time of year, there's a lot going on. So not only am I doing my Bella Filipina, which I'm calling a little bit of wood cell, but there's also another hashtag as well, that an event that's going on if you don't want to join a little bit of wood cell, which I totally get. You're more than welcome, but I totally get it if you don't want to work on something like this. There is a Bella Filipina specific stitch along hashtag going on Instagram and YouTube right now. It's called All Bellas Are Beautiful Sal, S-A-L, and that is from Marumi Crafts. She invited me actually on my last YouTube, and I really, really like it. So I'll be using that hashtag as well, because all Bellas are beautiful. And so you could stitch whatever Bella you want as well. Did I go around in a big circle? Did you follow me? I hope you followed me. So that's Marathon for MMIWG2S. Moving to the side. And the next thing that I want to talk about are my next new start and then future plans as well. So I am planning a new start because my friend Jessie from Mislaid Pages here on YouTube is doing another another year of the season of smalls. I have a few ideas, but I don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to show you the first thing that I have decided to start for Season of Smalls. If you want more information on Season of Smalls, please check out mislaidpages.com for all the details about Season of Smalls. I was gifted a chart, I believe back in 2020. Might have been last year, but I think it was 2020. And I'm going to hold it back so that you can't see the pattern because I was only given the pattern. And I do apologize to the person who purchased this for me that I didn't start it right away. But it kind of hid in my stash for a little while. And it is a cherry blossom. It's beautiful. So thank you. You know who you are. If you're watching, you know who you are. This stitch is from Notico Patterns, Notico Patterns, and it's just called Cherry Blossom. It's 60 by 80, but within the 60 by 80, it's very small. So I've decided that where did I put the thingy? Here it is. I picked my fabric. My fabric is a small piece that's from my stash because I'm only working from stash. I've got quite a few small pieces of fabric, and since I changed my fabric storage, it's much easier for me to find the piece of fabric I want to use for something. This is a very neutral light pink, and it's called Just Peachy. This is by the dyer Crafty Kitten, who is no longer dyeing. I was in a club. I was in a smalls club with her in 2020. This is a 25 count Lugana, and I will show you the fabric with the flosses on it so that you can see how beautiful it is. These were laid out in the bag so pretty. There we go. Try to get them here on the fabric. Really nice and pretty like, so that you can see. Oh, I picked this fabric because it's a perfect neutral for these colors. My lighting may be a little too bright. It's the front lighting. It's this studio light this is 154, just to give you an idea, but it's going to really pop off of this fabric. The fabric is not going to compete with the design. The design is already really complex, but there's a lot of back stitching that's going to be surrounding the outside area, so I'm not worried about this color melting into the fabric at all. I think it's going to look just perfect. What I am going to do, though, for this upcoming week is I'm going to be showing you how to use the Floss Anthology binder system. I unboxed, it was a few months ago. I purchased the Floss Anthology system after hearing about it from Stitchman Darcy. And it's a really cool system. I like it a lot. I like it especially because I stitch a lot in this room now, and so it's easy to just grab a binder and pull those threads out. You don't have to fight with bobbins. You don't have to fight with plastic baggies. It's very, very simple. So I'm going to be putting these colors into my binder system, and I will show you how you can do that nice and easy. Just watch out for that video. It will be coming next week. So these are going to go in the binder, and then I'm going to get started. If you would like to watch me stitch on this, I will be stitching this on Tuesday over on Twitch. I go online at 11 a.m. GMT +1, which is 4 a.m. Eastern time. But I will be there for hours, so you can come and say hello if you like, or if you are on the Pacific Coast, that might work for you if you're a night owl. Just inviting you there. It's twitch.tv/RachelRayCraft. So that will be a new start coming soon. Maybe not this weekend, but definitely next week. and I'm hoping to start and finish this for the season of smalls. But I have some ideas for those of you who are looking for ideas for your season of smalls if you would like to join in. This is definitely a medium according to the stitch count, but like I said, there's not a lot of stitching in that 60 by 80. It's very small. But something that I have in my stash that I'd like to show you is the Creepy Cross Stitch book by Lindsay Swearigan. This is on Amazon, and I showed it off, I think, last year. But there's a lot of like really cool designs in here that are creepy or kind of cute, spooky, modern. I think, oh, I know who did this, Calmino. I've forgotten. Is that your name on YouTube as well? I'll try to remember to tag my friends. But look, there's a cat and berries called Dead Berries. There's a little rat. Just, I think the book is super cute. There's even like a pin keep. Like, look at how small that is. You could totally do that for a season of smalls. There's also big patterns in here as well. Together Forever, Under the Weeping Willow. Totally worth it. There's a Baba Yaga house, moons and bats and spooky houses. Just really fun cross-stitch patterns in this book. And they also give you like tips and tricks on how to frame things. Really, really nice investment. So if you want to join in and you're interested, look at this. If you're interested in purchasing like a book, if you'd rather have a book of patterns, it's like a little ghosty and a ghosty dog. So cute. They're easy. And I just wanted to share that because making it accessible. But there are lots of free designs as well available online. Now, I would not use Pinterest because those are probably stolen. But there are designers on Instagram who very often will share free designs on their Instagram pages. So definitely be on the lookout. In fact, speaking of designers on Instagram, I'm going to find a picture and I'm going to share this with you. I was looking on Etsy, and one of the people that I watch their shop on Etsy is Peruvian Flair. They are Ana Aguayo, and there is a pattern called Chimu or Chimu, 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 birds. And I saw it and immediately my eye was drawn to it and I went, what do I know about this picture? What do I know? Like, I feel like I know this somewhere. It's stitched on my friend Jessie's hand-dyed fabric. So if you didn't know, my friend Jessie also dyes fabric. They're doing really big things at misslaidpages.com. Just FYI. Hand-dye fabrics. The Burb box is coming to us soon-ish. The boxes have just been purchased. So I'm super excited. That's going to be a box that's opened in February. So get ready. I also have something special to share with you, but it'll be more closer to January, the new year, when I tell you this really special thing about the Burb box. But anyway, yeah, I saw that pattern and I was just like, wow. So yes, I don't know if Jessie stitched that or if Anna stitched that or if someone else stitched that as the model, but it looks fantastic on the Etsy site. So maybe check out Peruvian Flair or there's a host of other shops as well that are all doing small designs that you could use for hashtag season of smalls. And then I have one last thing to share with you. The haul is going to wait for a little while. I did purchase from Expo, but I'm gonna wait to tell you what I purchased. I am going to be doing a very limited number. I'm trying to make sure that you can't see it yet. A very, very, very limited number of auctions on my Instagram this marathon season. So in order to raise money for the marathon for missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirits, I'm going to be raising money that I will have the winner of the auction donate to my page, and then I will ship the thing no cost other than the donation to the winner. And one of those things is something that I actually got from an auction in the past, and that honestly, this whip is not for me. And I'm not ashamed of that. I have given it the college try, and it's just not my thing. So this week, you are going to see the Riolus unicorn go up on my Instagram. And I'm hoping to raise quite a bit of money with this. So I am including a few extras. You get my project tracker, just in case you want to use it yourself. It's got all the details, like when it was started and everything. That's from S-Word Designs, by the way, on Etsy. You get the pattern, which is a paper pattern, and I have marked on it. I've used yellow highlighter. You can barely, yellow and orange highlighter, but you can barely tell. So, you know, if you want to do your own thing, that's fine. It comes with all the flosses, of course. I believe this is Anchor or DMC. It could be it could be either. It doesn't quite feel like DMC, so I think it could be Anchor floss. And then there are metallics, silver and gold metallics, as well as I'm going to include my floss organizer. I set this up because there are a lot of blends in this kit. Okay, there are so many blends. So I went ahead and I tried to use this organizer system. I just started getting a headache with a pattern, that's all. I don't like paper patterns. You get the beads. There are 2 types of beads, and there's also a needle in here too, but I don't know if it'll be helpful to anyone. The beads are blue and gold. So it does have everything you need to start. And I'm also going to be giving, obviously, the printed Ada fabric and a needle minder. So this is the Ada. This is a 14 count. Yeah, this is a 14 count Ada. And you can see my start there. It's got a healthy start. I think I only worked on this for 3 days. But the Ada is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece, but I just, I don't want to fight with it anymore. Does that make sense? And not only that, I also purchased, I'm going to keep the original bag that Michelle offered in her auction of this, because she gave the pink bag just here, this pink paisley bag, and I'm going to keep that for sentimentality. Instead, I'm going to give you this Tula pink bag that I purchased from Patchwork Paw Print, which has a unicorn design inside. This bag is beautiful. I love this bag so much. This bag alone, to me, it means so much, and it's hard to give this away, but I want you to enjoy this project, and I want you to be able to use this bag when you're finished for other projects. it has a beautiful design in the back as well. It's nice and soft. Has the vinyl front, of course. Patchwork paw print is in the UK. So if you're outside of the UK, then this may be, a difficult item to get. Now, the vinyl is stretched out a little bit because I've had the project in there for so long. But I'm sure that it will flatten eventually. If you put it under some books, it'll definitely flatten if you don't want to use it for this project. But all of that is going to you if you win the auction. So look out on my Instagram page. I will put that up on Tuesday. So not Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday is the 6th of September. So 6th of September, I will post that, and I will have the auctions running until Saturday morning, the 10th. 6th through the 10th of September, you can place a bet. All you need to do for Instagram auctions is you need to be over 18. You need to read the rules carefully. Be prepared to tag the person who was the highest bidder before you place your bid. That way you tag the person to let them know that they've just been outbid and you're also doing the work. I have not yet set what the minimum will be, the starting price will be, and then it'll be an increment of something to raise that money for charity. So, one second. I'm about to have a Steph moment. I was just brought something to drink. Oh, please don't break. Okay. Do you know that feeling when like the little tab is just not enough? It's good. So that's coming. That's coming to Instagram. Last thing that I'd like to talk to you all about is something that is a plan of mine that is not starting for a few weeks, but I need to get the word out there. Stitch is back. If you've been watching my Flosstube from the beginning, you'll know that my cross-stitch journey actually started with the designer Stitch. That is a husband and wife team, Em and Matt, who I was introduced to by my friend Jessie of Mislaid Pages. See the circle? There's very little that we don't do together in our crafty life. But they have decided that they're going to do another Stitch along, which is like a stitch along, but with Stitch. And it's going to start, they're going to do the announcements on the 23rd of September, I believe. They just shared the dates and stuff, so I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's at the end of September, and we are starting a new project together, and I'm going to be part of a team with my friend Jessie, who's the captain of the team, and our team name is Sips and Stitches, because we like to drink while we stitch, and we don't total our teas. That's our thing. If you haven't seen them, we did the Stitch along in 2019, and it was such fun. Our team is a virtual team. We don't have any in-person meetups because most of us don't live anywhere near each other, so we do everything virtually. It works out just fine. In fact, it works out pretty darn good because we did very well in the latest Stitch along, which was actually called Stitch Alone because it was taken place at the end of 2020. So that's the last time that we did something with Stitch. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I heard that Stitch was back, I cried with happiness because I've been so worried. I sent a message to Em and Matt and I was like, are you okay? Like, I need to know if you're okay. Because obviously COVID happened and we were all just like, what? I haven't heard anything. There's been no designs, no nothing. Like, but life gets busy and I understand. But it was just like poof and they were gone. So I am so happy to be invited to Stitch again. I'm going to be part of the team. We're going to do all the team stuff. And I have no idea what we're going to be stitching on, but it's going to be great. now that I have more experience as well, from my first year to now, it's been almost 4 years. No, it actually has been 4 years. Well, no, it's been 3 years. Sorry. 20, 21, 22. 3 years anyway. 3 years of stitching, and I feel like I could really conquer whatever they decide to take out. Because 2019's project was the Golden Girls, which I gifted to my grandmother. If I have a picture, I will put it on the screen. I don't think I have any pictures because of the Facebook fiasco where my account was locked and then I could not retrieve it and they would not let me contact them. And so they deleted everything. They deleted my Instagram. They deleted my Facebook. So if you are wondering where my social media is, where Rachel Ray Craft is, and why I haven't uploaded on Facebook or Instagram, because I think they're still both visible. Ooh, if they're visible. No, they're not visible. They're dead. They're gone. Deleted. I don't think they're there anymore. I haven't looked. But anyway, I am Rachel Ray FB on Facebook and Rachel Ray Official on Instagram. I know that's confusing. And Rachel Ray Official on TikTok. But unfortunately, Rachel Ray Official was taken on Facebook already. Thanks, other official Rachel Ray. So anyway, all the things. I'm really excited for Stitch. It's going to start. I'm going to join in because I have to. There is no alternative. You are more than welcome to join as well. Please go watch Mislaid Paige's latest Flosstube video where she talks about Stitch. It's near the end of the video if you want to, but don't skip through it. Like, watch the whole thing. She's my friend. Go watch it. So if you want to join us, if you want to join a team, you will have to participate. You're expected to participate in team events if you join a team. You can't just join a team and then not stitch. If you want to just watch us, you can watch my Flosstube, you can watch my Instagram, you can watch Twitch, and you can see the progress happening, and I'm going to share with you all the events and all of the extracurriculars that we do along the way, so you're not going to be missing out on seeing the things happen, but you will be expected to do the thing if you are in the team, if that makes sense. But we are opening this up to as many people as want to join. Just we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I can understand why Jessie hesitated when she said that too, because I think the last time we had a cap of 10 people, but it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Everything is fine and cool and awesome. So that is it for me today. I am going to, my plans are to stitch on my Season of Smalls, on my All Bellas Are Beautiful / A Little Bit of Wood Cell, to work on crafting every day and racking up those hours to raise money for a marathon for MMIWG2S. And, I have a little bit of crochet. It's not even really that much to mention, but I did finish the back panel of my sweater that I was working on last time, and I've started the front panel. So basically, I'm going to have 2 of these. And again, this is just the couch project. This is I'm sitting down in front of the TV and I'm knocking out a few rows every night. But it's not going to look like much until later. So that is everything. I'm looking around because it's always never everything. But yes, I was going to tell you as well that I have a new unicorn pattern, a new unicorn kit that I saw. I went into someone's stream on Twitch and they were showing that they had made a DeviantArt account, which is deviantart.com. It's been around since I was a teenager. I used to put my artwork on there. I never thought about making an account there and then putting all of my cross stitch finishes there. But when I met this person, her name on there is Aurora D. I think there's a string of numbers after that. I'm sorry, I can't remember all the numbers, but Aurora D, and she cross stitches. she shared the DeviantArt profile. I went over there to look at what she had done because she said that she had worked on chatelaines and she'd worked on Dimensions Gold and she'd worked on these very complicated cross stitch patterns where I am trying to get there, but like, you know, my confidence, like I need to grow as a stitcher. I'm only a 3-year-old stitcher. But one of the kits that she had finished is the Dimensions Gold that is now out of print, out of production, and it's called Mighty Samurai. And I'm going to get a picture. I'm going to put him next to me. He is so handsome, and it is so stellar with the details. I mean, I can't even. The peacock, when you look at it really close up, like all the pictures on eBay are horrible. They're just like, here's a bag with the thing in it. No. When you see the parts that have been finished, I need this in my life. Like, I'm trying to find this at a decent price. And if anyone watching this is wanting to de-stash this kit, if you have it and you're like, I'm never going to be able to stitch this, or maybe you fell out of love with it, maybe it's hiding in the attic somewhere, please message me. I am willing to pay. I am looking for this, and it will make me so happy to have this in my life. Because if I have Miss Cherry Blossom, I need Mighty Samurai. Like, it's not just a want. It's a need. So I'm just putting it out there in the universe. If anybody's got Mighty Samurai, the kit, or even just the pattern, I will buy the threads. I will get the beads. Like, it's not a big deal, but it's definitely on the wish list. So now I must leave you. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I hope you had a good time listening. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below this video, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye!